It's Cardinals time.
Hey, guys. Hey, friends.
Hey, guys.
091. Sitting alongside you for a little bit of Kairi's kitty cat chat. Today we're going to be talking about a fabulous team known as the Carolina Kitty Cats. I don't like the Panthers, guys. Lutz, you?
I'm eating a taquito.
Lutz is enjoying a taquito. Consequently, he can't talk a whole lot, but I'll talk for him. Lutz and I discussed it, and we agreed that we both despise the Carolina Panthers, and we want them to cease operations as a team, and the NFL to only have 31 teams. We want the Carolina Panthers to simply go away. We don't want them to be in the NFL anymore.
Shut it down.
So, yeah, that's our take on the Panthers. I guess I don't really mean that, but like I kind of do. But they just, I don't know, man.
I mean, isn't that the heart of a true champion? Just to get rid of my stiffest competition.
Make the easiest possible path to a championship. No, it's not that. I don't know, man. Like, I guess it's more the fans that piss me off than the team, but like they think they're so great because they beat us last year, and then they came back and beat us this year, and I guess they were pretty great this year. But I guess the reason I don't like them is because I worry that they're going to be good for like a very long time because everybody on their team is pretty friggin' young, except guys like Jared Allen, who's barely really a thing, but everyone else in the team is going to be around for a very long time, so they're going to be messing up our world for the next decade.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we mess up their world a little bit. It is kind of interesting though. Let me blow my nose and then we're gonna get into this.
All right, guys. Here it goes.
All right, getting into this. Where to begin? So, I'm afraid to say things that I want to say, but it is interesting that we refaced Carolina. I was running a lot of mouth this season about, you guys faced Ryan Lindley last year. Just wait till you have to play us with Carson Palmer starting. And then that actually transpired. So
and Carson Palmer had a worse passer rating than Ryan Lindley.
Yeah, I mean, like,
the fuck,
call me crazy, but there's no reason to think that Ryan Lindley wouldn't have at least matched the performance we got from Carson. I mean, there's a great chance that he might have done slightly better, which would have not been too. I mean, dude, I don't know if I would have done a worse job because, like,
hey, here's a serious question: if Drew Stanton starts, do we win that game?
Win? I don't know. Do we have the
do we not get blown
turn
out?
the ball over 6 times?
Do we keep it within a couple of scores?
I don't know. Do we turn the ball over, Millie? I don't know the answer to these questions.
No one knows the answer to these questions.
But it's just interesting that 2013, I think, was our best Arians team so far. Just thinking about it, yeah, record-wise, of course not, and some other stats, but that was our best defense by far, in my opinion. In fact, I haven't our defenses since haven't really been that great. They've just been opportunistic, and that's kind of how the whole team has been. I mean, somebody called us a finesse team, and finesse team I think is a great description because it's an opportunistic defense with a play from ahead offense. And, what's going to happen whenever we don't get a lead or we play a really smash mouth type team? I mean, we saw. And I don't think that the way that the games trended toward the end of the season here were much of a fluke. I mean, there was definitely a pattern going. We just weren't getting shit done. So kind of brings up the question, where is the issue? Was there an actual injury with Palmer?
Yes.
The O-line, was the O-line the culprit? Was the O-line playing at a higher level, and as they regressed, our running game regressed with them, and so did Palmer's passing? Because the thing with Carson is he has been shitty under pressure all season, and we just haven't had to see him play under pressure very often. But the moments that we have, you and I both know, it's like Steelers, Rams. It's he'll throw up those red zone interceptions. Like that's like you expect that from him now. When the game's in the line, he's got to make a big clutch play. Blitz is coming, or they're getting pressure and they're getting up to him. He turns the ball over like constantly, man. And so there's nothing like to really do about it. I mean, he's gonna like with this contract, he's our QB next year.
Yeah, and you know
But
what? And honestly, I'm okay with that. There's not exactly a better alternative for next season. I'm not saying for like 4 years from now, but next season, the 2016 season, who better? Who is going to be better than Carson Palmer?
right.
That we
So
can
well,
get.
yeah. With all due respect to Mr. Palmer, who would be worse? You know, like that's my thing. It's like the way he played in the NFC Championship game. It's like, well, you can't do any worse. I mean, he turned the
The
ball over every time he touched it.
the
As
way
soon
the
as
way
like,
that the way that he played in the Green Bay game was horrible too.
yeah,
We ended up winning
and that
thankfully, but we didn't
you
have
can
to.
like talk about him being clutch in the last play. His main like
Oh sure,
clutchness
sure.
was well, no, but his clutchness wasn't the pass. It was really just like evading the sack. But man, those guys were throwing arm tackles all day in Green Bay. So like, he should have evaded that. And he threw. The only reason he didn't get picked off is because there was just simply no backfield defense at them, or Larry was by himself. So I don't know.
No,
I
I'm
think
not. You know what? That last play was amazing by Carson Palmer. I'm not going to try to take anything away from him. His field vision, his ability to see a wide open Larry Fitzgerald on the other side of the field. I'm not going to take that away from him. Most quarterbacks wouldn't have even looked that direction because you don't throw over there. That may as well not even be like in
well,
bounds.
so that's a little bit of looking back, kind of like lamenting how we had like a 2013 defense that would have really helped us out in the playoffs. And ever since then, we've just been so opportunistic, man. It's like and like I have been saying this all season long. No, I have. Even when we were blowing teams out and everybody's all excited, I was still there, tempered, saying, though, that's not happening every game. Like, you're not gonna get back-to-back pick sixes like every game. So
Yeah,
like,
but
what?
God, isn't it fun when you do though? God.
Sure, it was great when it happened, but it's not fun losing 49-15. So
No.
if you're trading out
Oh
opportunisticness
man, you know what?
city
Oh God,
for
I know
tackles,
we're not gonna do too much looking back, but like I gotta mention it. The in my opinion, it wasn't even Carson Palmer that I realized the game was lost. It was Peterson. And Peterson muffed that punt, and you're like,
man,
okay.
that's so funny because like people say I've been really critical of the whole thing, but that is one play that I'm not critical of. Like, of course, that was a huge momentum changer,
It was
and
Demo. We had just scored, and we were getting the ball back, and we got a big defensive stop. We forced a 3-and-out. We're getting the ball
yeah,
back, and we're about to come down and score again. And then
it was
Peterson.
just like, it was like one of the hardest efforts that I saw. So he had the effort there, and that was like what other people didn't seem to have.
But
Like,
then he gets the pick later, and you're thinking, okay, redemption. We're gonna turn this around anyways. Epic comeback starts right here, and then all of a freaking sudden, Palmer throws it to the wrong guy at the end zone, and you're like, oh,
again, his very first pass play.
in the end zone. Sorry, didn't mean to
No.
yell in your ear, guys. I kind of did.
Yeah,
Anyways,
so,
Lutz, do you have more you want to say about the 2015 season? I mean,
it's something to build on. I mean, David Johnson's awesome, and the
is
fact
he
that
though?
like,
Is he though? I want to ask you this. Andre Ellington had a dynamite rookie season too. Andre Ellington, we all wanted him to start over Rashard Mendenhall. We're like, why the hell is Rashard Mendenhall getting so many carries? Andre Ellington's way better. And like, look how that panned out. So, do you think DJ is gonna go the same way as Ellington?
no, because they just seem like different guys. I mean, David Johnson seems so mature. He seems like he's putting the work in. I don't know. Ellington, I don't know what the deal is with him, man. He's gonna play good because it's a contract year, so look for him to like
Oh,
fake.
that's a good point. Oh boy. So who's okay? Well, no, we'll get to the 2016 season in a moment. First, before we do, it took me a few days to be able to say this, but I really am proud of the Cardinals, and I'm proud of my football team for their accomplishments this season. It ended too soon. I still worry that Fitz is going to retire without a ring because of us, but ultimately, they played their butts off, made it to the NFC Championship, and had a dynamite season, and I think that's super cool. Lutz, do you think it's cool?
Yeah, I do. One thing I want to like point out though is I don't know if you can strategize the roster this way, but for the past 2 seasons now, we've gotten off to such a hot start, and then we just start collapsing by the end of the year. That's the exact opposite of what happened in 2013. Like I keep saying, where we started off shitty and it started clicking by the end of the year. We want to click at the end of the year. So like, what the fuck do we have to do to make that happen next year? I don't care if we lose our first couple games or like don't have a great start, as long as we finish at our peak instead of finishing like barely scraping by wins or just getting straight up blown out. I mean, it's pretty telling that we got blown out week 17 for the first time of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know that we weren't. Were we trying? I'd like to think we weren't. I don't know. I'm
We
starting to
said we
wonder.
were, and it seems like every time the more vocal we get about a game, the more sure I am we're going to lose it. Like the Steelers game, we took it so personally, and everybody kept saying that. That first Rams game, people kept talking about how it was like so personal. So of course we lose it. The Seahawks games kept talking about how it was
We only
personal.
lost the Rams game because that drunk guy.
Yeah,
He
that
he
drunk guy
brought he
cost us
brought
the game.
he brought
Yeah,
his
and
drunken
Carson.
juju.
Well, I mean, David Johnson obviously set the tone for that game, and that play alone
Oh
probably was
God.
the difference maker. But nevertheless, Palmer did show what he does when he's not playing from ahead. You know, it's just like he threw a red zone interception in that game, and it was just like he didn't come through under normal playing environments where you expect him to. So,
All right. So, anyways, congratulations to the Cardinals on a great 2015 season. Is basically all I'm saying. And brief acknowledgments before we move on to 2016, because we're finishing up talking about 2015 and we'll never bring it up again. The people at RAZ Cardinals, thank you guys for supporting our stupid show. Thank you for listening to us bitch about the Cardinals and pretend like we know what we're talking about once a week. Um, and thank you for not calling me out every single time I get facts wrong, because I'm pretty sure I do all the time, and you guys are polite enough to not tell me how stupid I am. Um, yeah, and those of you who ask questions for Listen Up Lutz, that's super cool and it makes the show more interesting. I have a question for you, Lutz. This one wasn't from Reddit, but this is just a personal from me to you question. Lutz. Lutz!
I'm so ready. I'm ready for you to ask it. I'm
Okay,
not going
no,
to
okay,
interrupt
here's the
you.
thing. All right, okay. What's the difference between an Irish accent and a Scottish accent? Help me out.
Like, was this a joke or?
I mean, I get them mixed up. I was watching Star Trek. Scotty is supposed to be Scottish, and I met a dude from Scotland. He's like, I can't do a Scottish accent, but he's like, oh, that bloody fool. He
Let's see.
sounds bloody Irish. He doesn't
Oh,
even.
you get your Blarney Stone.
That sounded
And
like
then
Canadian.
I know it's like Minnesotan, and then Scottish be, you get your Blarney, your Blar, freedom.
Bolts of lightning coming out of his ass. Uh,
Arse.
oh, is that what he says?
Arse.
I don't even know, dude. I haven't seen that
Arse
movie
is
in a long
my
time.
least favorite curse word.
All right, Lutz, I want to talk about the people on the Cardinals that are about to become free agents, and I want your position on. Oh, by the way, okay. I'll
What
talk
about
about it.
freedom?
I want to know if we should set them free or if we should keep them around. Let's start with Lutz's favorite player on the Cardinals, Gerard Powers. Oh,
Gerard.
by the way, of all of our upcoming free agents, he carries the highest price tag. It will cost like $5 million to bring this dude back. Well,
Well,
that was his cap hit in 2015 anyway. He's going to be the most expensive player that we'll have to re-sign if we re-sign anybody.
fuck, man. I don't know. It's just like after watching Bethel's not quite there, so I don't know how much he's gonna develop through next season. I don't care. I won't care if Gerard's not on our team next year.
Did you know that he came over with Bruce Arians from
Yeah,
Indianapolis?
yeah.
I
I know
didn't
everything
realize that
like
until a little
that.
while ago. The second most expensive player to re-sign is actually Drew Stanton. I don't think we bring him back.
Really?
Nope, I don't think so, man.
You think Matt
I don't see.
Barkley?
No, I'm not saying that we have a solid backup, but I'm saying if you want a guy of Drew Stanton's caliber, you can get them on the open market. There's no reason for us to take this massive hit to our salary cap to bring back a guy of Drew Stanton's caliber. He's okay. He's okay, but he's no better and no worse than the average freaking off the street free agent quarterback.
That's weird because he's such a cardinal now.
Well, only because he did that dance.
Yeah, but that is a really cardinally dance.
It is. It's
We always have the worst dances, and then we always let teams set records on us. Anytime you like watch NFL like recaps, like record breaking this or that,
It's
you see
always
the
like
team set the
week
record, and
week
there's the
12 first Cardinals.
Cardinals on defense.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on with our list. Sean Weatherspoon, he's gone.
Gone.
Sean Weatherspoon is not going to be back. The price tag is too high. He did not show enough production.
He didn't do shit for us, man.
Jermaine Gresham. He's
Probably
only 27. I thought he was older.
I think he comes back.
Ted Larson. I don't think so.
He's such a solid backup. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's not. But he's not getting paid backup guard wage, dude. He's getting paid starter guard.
Yeah, we'll probably let him go and just like work on Earl Watford, I guess.
Rashad Johnson.
He's probably gonna go, man.
Yeah,
this is weird.
Makes me sad to say it, but you're probably right. Lyle Senline, I think he comes back. I think we let him go once and we brought him right back. I think that unless they make some major free agent acquisition, I don't even think you could draft a center better than Lyle Senline. I think that Lyle Senline comes back unless they pick up some Mondo crazy free agent before they re-sign him.
Yeah, it's just not that great, but yeah, I agree.
Bobby Massey. I don't think he comes back.
He's gonna be gone.
I think he's gonna be gone too because according to Bruce Arians, DJ Humphries really stepped it up in the second half of the season, and he said he would have been totally comfortable with DJ Humphries starting any game in the second half of the season if he needed him to. So I think that DJ Humphries might, instead of cashing out, he might, buy some more chips and spend some time at the table. Chris Johnson, is he coming back? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Because I think we got Andre and David.
Bradley Sowell.
I think he comes back.
I think so too. His price tag's pretty low. We're starting to get into the lower price tags here. Lamar Woodley.
Oh God, I hope he doesn't come back, but he probably will.
TJ.
Just because we're Tony?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Oh, I hope so, but we haven't given him a deal yet, and he's a free agent now.
Jerron Brown.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah, I think so too. It's not like even if he's not here, he's way down the list somewhere else like he is here. So he's not a huge impact player anyways. We're starting to get into people that really don't matter a whole lot, except this one. I think he does matter. Drew Butler.
Who?
Let me start off by telling you something about Drew Butler. He was the only dude that did his job in the NFC Championship. Drew Butler was the only dude. All of his punts were about 50 yards, which is friggin' amazing to get 4 punts all about 50 yards. And he even had a tackle on Ted Ginn Jr. because Ted Ginn beat everyone else on the coverage, and all that was left was Drew Butler, and Drew Butler got him. So Drew Butler was the only after a season of mediocre punting in the NFC Championship when he's under pressure. Drew Butler was the only dude on the Cardinals that I was convinced that he did his job and did it well. So, I think they should bring him back for that reason, at least because, I don't know what other punters are on the market. I don't know if Dave Zasdale's still around. And, of course, EDP's favorite, Darren Fales. Is he coming back?
Yeah, I think so. He made some plays.
I think so, too. Josh Morrow?
Probably. He's pretty cheap, right? So...
Yeah, his cap was
we're not gonna want to let go of a bunch of our D lines because
I don't think so.
We're trying to build that up.
Kenny Demmons, I don't see why they bring him back. He didn't really do a whole bunch. He's restricted. He's restricted, so technically we can match an offer if anyone made him one. Otherwise, he just stays here. But if somebody beats our offer, if somebody beats our salary offer, I don't think we match it. I think we let him walk.
Yeah.
Dwight Freeney, that dude's old.
If we're still giving him the vet min, I don't see why not if he still wants to play.
We started him halfway through the season, and he played amazing.
And was our sack leader.
And then there's a bunch of people that I'm really I don't even know about these guys. Kevin Palmer, did you know about him? You ever heard that name? Never heard that name. Travis Harden.
Who are these cats?
Corey White. Chris Clemens, I remember when they signed him. DJ Swearinger.
Yeah, we might bring him back.
I'd like to see a little bit more out of him. Not a ton out of him, but a little bit more. Ifani Moma.
Oh yeah, we'll bring him back.
Yeah, I think he kind of got cut short. I'd like to see more about that guy. And then Old Man Red Bryant is the last one. I don't think
Yeah,
we'll bring.
whatever.
No, yeah, he was
But
a.
Momo was like the most promising looking tight end before he got injured.
And then we had to settle for Darren Fells, hugging the bitch. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you about some free agents that are coming up in the NFL, and I want you to tell me which one we should sign.
Okay.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Really?
Yeah, he's coming. Well, I mean, that's assuming New York doesn't like give him a shit pile of money to stay.
Gosh, man. I don't know. I mean, I think so.
With his mitten.
Yeah, it's turtle hands.
Yeah. Let's see here. Bruce Irvin, Seattle Seahawks linebacker.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe. What about like Muhammad Wilkerson?
Mohammed Wilkerson. I don't know. Do you think New York's gonna let him go?
Maybe.
Here
I
is
don't know.
here is one who will never hit the market. Von Miller.
Ha. Yeah.
Von Miller. His contract is coming to an end this year. There is zero chance that the Denver Broncos let him even taste free agency. And same thing for Josh Norman in Carolina. He's also coming up on it. It is not gonna happen.
We never get guys that are that good anyway. We'll never have that good pass rush.
You don't get him through free agency anyways. If you do get him, it's through a trade. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's our man.
Yeah? Okay.
That's our future.
Janoris Jenkins. I wouldn't mind getting Janoris Jenkins. That dude has fucked up our shit every time we've played St. Louis. I would not mind if we got him at cornerback opposite Patrick Peterson.
We do need a corner. They're looking for one, so actually that might not be insane to think.
Brock Osweiler.
That's our future right there.
Right? Oh, he ain't going nowhere. I don't think they're gonna let him leave. I think they're gonna pay him a little bit to stay. And see, like, okay, this right here, this is what I mean when I say let Drew Stanton go. Ryan Fitzpatrick is gonna be a free agent. You see what I mean? Like, you can get a Drew Stanton caliber quarterback like Ryan Fitzpatrick off the open market. You don't need to pay the dude to stay. Although Ryan Fitzpatrick probably fetches a higher price tag than Drew Stanton. What do you think? Probably.
Oh, yeah. How could you not?
Sam Bradford.
Oh, that's our feature right there.
Oh, Sam Bradford. He's lousy. Matt Forte's 100.
Sadford.
Matt Forte's too old.
Sadford the Badford.
Sadford and Son. Who did I just say?
Sam Bradford.
No,
and Son.
Matt Forte. He's old.
Oh. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Russell Okung. I would not mind seeing him on the right side.
Yeah, but I don't think we're doing all that.
I don't think so either because we have DJ Humphries, so we're probably going to put him on the right. It'd be cool to get an elite left tackle and to move Jared Valdir to the right because he's kind of more built for that, but he plays left tackle pretty well anyways. He's just kind of, a little bit big to play effective left tackle. I don't know, man. That's really all the guys that I'm looking at that I think would be worth dragging in. I guess Muhammad Wilkerson is probably the one that I would feel like is possible and that I would most like to see.
Yeah, we got to make some free agent moves on the defensive line. So.
Well, I agree, but what do we draft with our 28th overall pick?
Dude, I don't know.
Pass rusher.
Yeah, but I haven't looked at any good. I've been trying to follow some mocks, but I haven't got into enough of them to see exactly what we would be trying to do. But I mean, it's got to be. The majority of our picks are going to be defense. I mean, that has to be the case. So I wouldn't see why all D-line for the most part.
Well, I think we need a solid linebacker. I think we need a Dwight
Well,
Green.
I mean front seven,
Okay. Yeah, there you go. And then I think we need to pick up a cornerback, obviously, especially if Powers is going to go. But I don't know if that happens in free agency or if that happens in
we
the
want a
draft.
cornerback, a safety, and then a bunch of D linemen. I mean, front seven men.
A cornerback and a safety, huh? What safeties are coming into? Eric Weddle. Here's one. Who else? What other safeties are? Oh,
Yeah.
Eric Berry, dude. Oh yeah, but he ain't going nowhere though. I don't think that Kansas City's gonna let him leave. Although I don't know, maybe that'd be cool. That'd be cool if we got Eric Berry. Anyways, Lutz, tell me something else that I don't know about already.
2016. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Is that a fact?
I think the Panthers are gonna regress next year. Like I don't know what happened this season, but there wasn't any good reason for them to do all this that they're doing.
Do you think do you think they win the Super Bowl right now?
I mean, they're
Red Ghost
supposed
might be
to.
listening.
Like
Be careful.
the momentum and everything suggests that they will, but the whole emotional aspect of like Peyton Manning and everything, and plus the Broncos defense, like I don't know. I think that it's kind of 50-50 to me.
I'm picking the Broncos to win.
Me
But
too.
I obviously could see it going either way. And I'm not at first I was picking the Broncos to win because I like Red Ghost. Second of all, because I hate the Panthers. But at this point, it's not even about that. I genuinely think that the Broncos have the advantage in this game.
Yeah,
It's
me
hard to
too.
listen, dude. You know what? Before we recorded, I recorded those sound clips a while ago of like the divisional round against Green Bay, the Michael Floyd tipped catch, and the Larry Fitzgerald overtime. And dude, it's hard
hmm
to listen to them, man. Like it's hard to even play them right now because they didn't mean a damn thing at the end of it.
I
I
know.
don't know.
Plus, that game was so close, and then you realize that it's because we sucked secretly.
It shouldn't have been close. Green Bay didn't even belong in the damn playoffs.
Right.
Bullshit.
And Minnesota should have been in the NFC Championship game,
That's
not the
funny.
Arizona Dildos.
That's funny to think about, dude. That's funny to think about how it would have gone if. Oh my God, that's funny to think about because if we would have played Minnesota in the second round, right?
Yeah.
In the divisional round,
Yeah.
and they
They would
probably
have.
they
They would
probably
have erased us for sure. And
yeah
then
they probably would have beaten us, and then they would have had to take on whomever on the other side, presumably Carolina, but maybe Seattle or maybe Washington. I don't know. Hard to say.
that's just what sucks is like this year there's so much opportunity because of stuff happening around the league, for like a team out of the NFC to step up and take it. And Carolina was just obviously in a whole separate class how they're playing.
I don't like them.
Oh well. Just another year without a Super Bowl, whatever.
I just worry that honestly, man, my biggest fear is that like Fitz retires without a ring. Like that's the only like I don't know. I don't even know, dude. If Larry Fitzgerald went somewhere else to get himself a championship, I'd be okay with him doing that if he won it. I'd be pissed if he did that and ended up not winning and we won one.
Like did some Steve Nash type shit.
Karl Malone shit. Yeah. Well, although we didn't win after Steve Nash left. We didn't do much. But the Jazz didn't win after Karl Malone left either. So the point is that if Fitz went to New England or something like that and got himself a ring or whatever, man, like I wouldn't judge the guy. He deserves it. Although it wouldn't be nearly as sweet as if he won it here where he belongs.
They're not gonna let him go though.
No,
They
of
want
course not.
Fitzgerald to be like the
Mm-mm.
ultimate Arizona athlete.
And he is, man.
He is.
He has passed up Steve Nash and freaking anyone else that you want to put. I don't even know who else you'd put. Who else even goes up there? Who else?
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson. Thunder Dan.
Thunder Dan. But like KJ went on to, be like a real big Sacramento guy because he's the mayor of the city, so he's lobbied a lot for the Kings, and he's very associated with the Kings now.
Which is freaking horse balls.
Steve Nash played a shitload of his career out, not a shitload, a bunch of his career outside Phoenix. So Larry's the only guy that was just like all Phoenix all day and night and evening and other times of the day. I think that even after he's retired, he's still going to be active in like the Arizona scene.
Oh, of
and
course.
And so he'll be like the most ultimate Arizona athlete.
Lutz, you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up? Because we're gonna wrap up right now. I don't have anything else to say.
Just bring on the freaking off season and shit, man.
We'll meet back up. We'll meet back up in advance of the draft. We'll do a pre-draft spectacularge, and then we'll do and if there's big like eventful free agent signings, we'll talk about them too. So thanks again for listening, guys. Thank you for a wonderful season, Arizona Cardinals. We'll talk to you guys pretty soon. Not next week. It'll be a little while.
Sorry our performance this show was like the Cardinals NFC Championship game, but we're just we're a little saddened.
Bye.
Bye.